Okay, I thought I was done with the conversation, but I'm not. I'm bringing my wife in on the conversation, but I'm just picking up from where I left off on the live that I just did. If you haven't watched the live, I'll put that. It was only like 5 minutes. I'll put that below. But this is the continuation of that. So the question was, I also added in. I told you all that there's a lack of belief that this is capable, that I will lose weight and sustain it. But also, there's a level of fear that I'm going to be missing out on something. And the question where my wife posed was, well, what do you feel like you're going to be missing out on? And I'm like, I have no idea. However, it feels like I am going to be missing out on something. And a part of me feels like that thing could be, this is the thing that I've always had. And now I'm taking...
What, the weight?
No, the food.
But you're not getting rid of any of it.
Yeah, but it feels like I am. But also, maybe the weight too. Maybe I have made being this weight a part of my life. And I don't know. I've always been big. So I don't know what the other side looks like.
So that's where intuitive eating comes into play, because what I am hearing is I have this relationship with this thing and I am afraid to let this thing go, as though you're actually letting it go, and you're not. The food is not the enemy.
I know that.
Okay, so then it's like, I agree with you. It's little words, little Robert coming in and saying, no. This is the thing that I could control. This is the thing, because everybody took control from me. They made me do they made me do this. They made me do that. I didn't have a say. I wasn't heard. I wasn't listened to. But what I put in my body was what I could control. And I don't want you to take that thing away from me. Little Robert has to firmly believe that Big Robert has his best interests at heart. And he's not hurting him, but he's protecting him. He doesn't believe that. He believes you're just another person trying to control him. And that is what restrictive diets do.
But that's not...
They create this power dynamic.
It's not. It's not even just that. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. It's beyond the diet and the working out. It's
the diet creates the insecurity in the inner child.
No, I'm talking about
the insecurity in the lack of trust in you by the inner child is the problem.
But I'm saying me getting to, like, even me getting down to 338 pounds and being there, I then sabotage that because I don't trust that, or the fact that it's just much easier to not maintain that.
Do you believe that you consciously do that? Consciously sabotage?
No.
That's why I'm telling you, it's not you sabotaging. It's little Robert sabotaging.
For sure. Or there's a part of it that is like, there's a part of it where I'm like, I got this. I get into the I got this mode and become very relaxed with what I'm doing or just being aware. You start seeing the results, you start getting the compliments, and people start noticing. In my head, it's like, okay, I've done enough. And that a part of that is part of that is because so many people have commented on the weight, and now me feeling like, okay, I've done enough for people to see that I am trying, or I've like, are you all happy now? Are you satisfied now? Do you love me now? And I think maybe this still stems from feeling rejected. So now that I've done enough, you know what? I don't think I'm losing. I've only the biggest times where I've lost weight have been for other people, not for me. I don't think that I'm doing this for myself yet.
So when you, who did you lose the weight for when that summer, when you were like, hold me accountable every day, no junk food, no this, no that, and the other. You did that every day on social media, and you lost. That's when you started the bulk of your weight loss. Who was that for?
That was because that was then when I was trying to get life insurance.
So it was for the life insurance agent?
Correct.
Okay.
That was when I started that journey, and realized, you know, why we were being denied and all of those things. So it just so happened to be a bet with a friend. It was competitive. So that was, yeah.
Okay.
That was that. And then to, you know, we end up letting that lapse, and then
so
now.
Who are you doing it for now?
That's the thing. I'm trying to do it for me now, but I am like, that's why I said I started off with the videos, like I am struggling to say no, I'm struggling to say yes, I'm struggling to keep the commitment, because as I'm trying to do this for myself, I don't necessarily keep the commitment. If somebody else said, hey, we passed the exit.
No, we're going down.
If somebody else said, I am struggling right now in my marriage or whatever, would you be down to do a 5-day water fast with me?
You'd be on it.
I'm done. I'm doing it. I'm doing this with you. I'm doing this for you. I want you to feel supported. All of those things. Doing it for myself is like, oh God, okay, I'm gonna start it, and then I'm 24 hours in, and I'm like, I'm done. So the accountability of it is like and that's because I've always got to the point where I've rejected myself. So that's what I'm saying. That's where I think this time I am attempting to do it for me, and that's why I feel like it's way harder. It feels like it's much harder to do this.
Why is it harder for you?
Because
for other people?
Because then I have to pay attention.
You have to trust you.
Right. I got to pay attention to all of these freaking emotions and I have to actually address things and all that stuff.
Yes, you have to heal. So the other people, the other motivators, be it your family, be it insurance, be it the bed, whatever, are band-aids or distractions to keep you from addressing what it is that has kept you from doing it, period.
For sure.
That's good. That's what it is.
But it's easier to do it for other people, because then other people will cheer. They'll see the progress, and
they still do
they'll
that.
be proud, and yeah, and they'll receive it.
But what's also, this is the conversation we had, internal versus external motivation.
For sure.
Because what is also the outcome of external motivators? It wears off.
For sure.
So you lost the weight. You've done that before, right?
Right.
motivation wasn't you.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
absolutely.
getting at. Like, it's not based off of my true desire to heal.
Mm-hmm.
It is based off of this idea that the world says I'm unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I should be, so I'm going to attempt to do that. And I'm going to get other people to do it with me or support me. And they do, and we win together. But then I don't sustain it because I did not do it because I said I wanted to do this. I did it because whatever. But this time, in this moment, in this journey, I have a strong desire to feel a certain way, to look a certain way, to dress a certain way, to have our kids see me a certain way. Like that's part right there. I want even our sons to see a certain body and be inspired to do the same with their body. Like, yeah. So like there's things that now I'm seeing on this journey that I personally want. And then that, I guess that's the scary part, because the more I say I want it, I'm like, there's a lack of belief that I can have it.
Right. And then you, in not trusting yourself, in not fully believing that you will be and do what you say you're going to be and do, then you run the risk of letting yourself down and being a failure.
For sure.
And feeling that guilt and that shame.
Yes.
Surrounding that.
Yes. Yup.
It's a pretty heavy conversation to have on the way to an event.
I know. Freaking Lecrae and Will Smith. That podcast just like, it sparked so much. I was just like, yes. But it was their conversation just kind of brought up some stuff that was I had already been feeling over the last couple of days. I just did a live on YouTube just talking about some of these things, so that's why they kind of started putting some more words to it, and I was like, I feel that. So, yeah.
It's real. So what's the solution? What's the outcome?
I think the outcome is working on I don't know, maybe working on validating myself more, or providing some type of grace.
You're going to exit 21. If I had to make a suggestion, my immediate thought is you should start therapy.
Right.
To really tap into that healing process. However, what I have learned in my last year is that therapy is great. There is a way. It is a much more a longer pathway, but there is a way to where I believe it's called bibliotherapy. So basically reading these books on therapeutic books on topics of areas in healing in the way that you desire and need it, and applying the process. So you're not talking to an actual therapist, but you're reading through a book with principles and working to apply the processes that you need to heal.
Yeah.
So
I think that's good. I don't think I've ever read a book or listened to a podcast or tapped into some consistent videos on healing your relationship with food, or establishing a new relationship with food, or just healing from binge eating,
I was
or
gonna say, I don't think
or gluttony,
the
or
food is a symptom
for sure
of the root.
or healing from childhood trauma,
right?
Or any of those things. I haven't tapped into that.
Yeah, that would be good. I was just actually just listening to a song, not a book or anything, and Tasha Cobbs was talking about how she was depressed in 2012, and the enemy just kept telling her, like, yeah, ain't nobody gonna know you, and guess what, like, if you disappear, they'll just get another Tasha, like, they don't need you. And she said the Holy Spirit, broke her down at one time, and she was like, God, like, why am I depressed? And God was like, well, first of all, depression's not the issue. You are feeling rejection. Depression is a branch off of the root of rejection. So you need to pray against rejection. It's not the depression. You don't pray against the small man that's coming at you. You bind up the large man. You pray against him. And so that hit me big time, with the depression, things like that. But I say the same thing with regard to, what I've been learning with eating and doing intuitive eating and all that kind of stuff. My eating isn't the problem. My relationship with food is the problem, but it's not the root problem. Like, how did I get this relationship with food? Well, I have been dealing with rejection and feeling unsafe, and like our basic human needs, safety, food, like housing, those things were in jeopardy for a large portion of my life. And so I am literally in survival. And I've been in survival. And today, while consciously I understand I'm no longer in that space, subconsciously, meaning little Jolanda does not get that. And I have not made her trust and believe that I got her. That we're actually not there anymore. Like, she doesn't see the work that I'm putting in now. Which is also why, when we had that conversation about, like, what type of content I'm going to put out and what am I going to do. Well, weight loss, while that is going to be a side effect, that's not my goal. Because right now, my goal is healing. I move every day, twice a day right now. I am intentional to do that. Yes, I started a plan to do that, but I have told myself beyond that plan, I'm still going to move every day, twice a day. That's what I want to do. That's what I like to do. My body enjoys doing that. I get the urge to do that. So it's like, okay, can and will weight loss be the outcome of that? Absolutely. But that's not my goal. I just need you to see, hey, I got us. I'm keeping us moving every day, because in keeping us moving every day, that keeps our heart strong.
Right.
That means that I'm not trying to let you die.
Right, for sure.
But she has to believe it. She has to see it. And it's through that consistency. It's through that, actually talking to her and loving her and hugging her and allowing her to cry when she needs to cry. Allowing her to grieve when she needs to grieve. Like, allowing her to understand that while, yes, you can be protective, you can also let go and let me protect today. Somebody's got your back now. So it's that part right there, that it took a while to get there.
That's good.
So, I can give you a list of some of the books that I have not read them. I was told about them because I chose to go the therapy route. So I was like, I'll just talk to this with a real person. I don't got time. Like, right. I don't want to read.
Yeah. No, I'll take that list. I think I'm also look up some people that I admire and just see if they have a book or something like that, and I dig into their story. But I definitely want a book specifically on trauma. I think reading what's the name's book might be really good. Viola Davis. Did you?
Oh yeah, she definitely. I She definitely hit me all types of.
Yeah.
So we're going this way, but it says on this to keep left.